We have less than 1 month before we leave to go on our trip to Southeast Asia. And in order to do that, we have had to live on a very tight budget beforehand as we are preparing. And then also as we are traveling, we're going to be very budget conscious. So today I'm going to share with you our current January budget, which includes our passports, all of our travel gear, and our current expenses in the States. And then I'm going to share with you our February budget, which is going to include our flights, accommodations, the things that we are cutting from our budget after we leave, and then the things we are adding to our budget for travel, like travel insurance and all those other little things that you don't necessarily think about that you're gonna have to spend while you're traveling. February is going to be a transition month, and then our full-time travel budget is going to start in March, which I will be sharing when we get there. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you are interested in how much we are spending on our trip. I'm also going to be answering the two most common questions that I have been getting. One, what are we doing with our homestead animals while we are traveling? And two, are our older children coming with us who are 18 and 16? So these are the 3 planners that I'm currently working through, and I'm going to share them all with you. For right now, for January, our January budget, this is my old trusty Clever Fox Budget Planner Pro that I've been using for a long time. And this is how we're starting off budgeting. These are my monthly goals. These are all the things that we're going to be working on until we leave. We're going to be increasing our life insurance policy because we are going to be traveling, and I just feel more comfortable with more life insurance. Prep for the trip, we need to get a new bank account. We're going to open up a Charles Schwab bank account because there's 0 transactions when you go through an ATM internationally. We need to get travel health insurance. We need to figure out a phone plan, our packing list, eat out of the pantry. We have a bunch of food stocked up that we're going to be eating through, so we don't really need to buy many groceries. And then we are going to sell our truck. So our goal is to get rid of as few expenses in the States as possible while we are traveling, which is the main reason why we are selling our truck, so that we can take that money from our truck, which is a depreciating asset, put it into an investment, a savings account that is going to appreciate, and we'll be earning interest on that money. We won't have to worry about car insurance, keeping that car insured. Even just basic insurance, does cost a little bit of money, and then having it in storage, you never know. The truck just sitting there, it's not good for the truck. So when we come back, we will have to buy a new vehicle, but that to us is just one less thing we have to worry about while we are on our trip. This is just our to-do list and things that I have checked off. We have booked our flights and our hotels, which I will go over here in a minute. And then these are just our current bills and expenses and how much they are, a calendar. I'm gonna go over this in more detail on this page. So we are currently, our housing expenses are $1,500 a month, and that includes all of our utilities. We are just in a short-term rental right now, and we will not have this expense once we're traveling. We can just delete this from our expense category. For food, our budget right now is just $200 because we do have a lot of pantry food that we are going to be eating through this month. For healthcare, I am the only one that currently has a life insurance policy. My husband needs to get one, and I'm going to reinstate my life insurance policy. And then we have some medical doctor's appointments that we need to get to this month, which we're guessing our copays and stuff are going to be about $220. We have no credit card debt. We have animals. Our budgeted expense for the animals is $100. Miscellaneous toiletries, $20. We're going to be working through using up what we have and are not going to be taking with us. We have no entertainment expenses this month. We're about to have all the entertainment we need on our trip. Transportation, our car insurance is $136. Gas, we're guessing around $100. We don't plan on going anywhere. It's been snowing for the last over a week, so there's not really anything to do right now. Anyway, for our passports, we spent $510 on passports. Well, that was our expected expense, but then we ended up having to pay a few extra dollars. Travel gear, our budgeted amount is $500. So our total trip expense is a little over $1,100. Our total budget for the month is $34.14. And then at the end of the month, I just come through and fill out this monthly budget review, which is why I really love this planner so much. Let me show you an example from a past month. This is one from when we were on our road trip last February, I think. And you can just kind of keep track of all of your expenses here and make goals and plans. So for our travel gear right now, this is how much we have spent so far. Let me kind of show you some of the stuff that we have gotten and that we are taking with us. First, this little bowl is just full of like toiletry type stuff. We have quite a bit of sunscreen that we're taking with us and some bars. Like a lot of this stuff we already had, like with these soap bars. I did get some of these laundry detergent strips so we could just like wash clothes in the sink. And this is a happy baby carrier for our toddler that I have had since newborn stage that I'm going to take probably. This is my backpack. This is all I'm taking for me is this backpack is all I've got. So we are traveling very light. These are our compression bags so that our clothes fit in our bags a lot easier. These are wet bags that we've already had so we can put like wet swimsuits and whatever in there. This is a day pack hiking backpack that I can take with us. This might be a carry-on. I don't know. A lot of this stuff like we've already had just because we've traveled so much. This is another little backpack. Carabiners. This is a Sawyer water system, so we can filter water because you cannot drink tap water there. We'll of course buy bottled water and stuff too, but I need a water filtration system to make myself feel comfortable. This is our 2-year-old's backpack, and this is kind of like under the seat size. We will put clothes in here and then also like toys and any type of like plain stuff. We've already got some toys that our kid has never seen before. These and this little sticker book, reusable stickers. We got wild animals and space, and then we got this like busy board book. And of course, snacks will go in there. This is our carry-on bag that will just fit. We are not checking any bags at all. We are just bringing a carry-on, this backpack, my backpack, and then this is Asher's backpack. Coloring book. And then this is just all stuff that we need to take and put in storage at a family member's house. This is our tech gear that we are taking. We are going to be filming, so we have some cameras and microphones that are going to go with us, and we kind of got this little $9 bag to keep everything organized. These are colored pencils for my organization, and then also our toddler can color with those. I'm going to be taking my laptop. Asher's got a laptop also. And then these are my budget planners that I'm not taking this one, but I am going to be taking these two. Our animals are going to be staying with a variety of different people. We have family and friends and neighbors who are all going to divide and conquer as far as taking care of our animals. Our dogs are going to be going with Asher's family. Our cats are going to be staying with my family. And then we have leased out Coven, our horse, to a really great home while we are gone. And then Snuffy, our mule, is going to be going over to our neighbor's house. We have some really cool neighbors that moved right next door to us. They have a female donkey that Snuffy and this female donkey absolutely love each other, and they stand at the fence together all day anyway. So we have already just moved him over into his pasture, and they're just gonna hang out together while we are gone. He's very, very happy to be over there, and kind of like in exchange, you know, he is able to use our property also to let Snuffy and his donkey come and graze. And he also has some goats that he is going to be using our pasture land for to feed his animals. So it's all just kind of works out well. Financially, we will be taking care of all of our animals still. We just have other people physically watching them. And then our chickens, our neighbors also watching those. They have introduced them into their flock, so they are probably more than likely just going to keep the chickens, just because that might be complicated to separate them back when we get back. So anyway, basically we gave the chickens to our neighbors that are right next door to us also. So, okay, and then this is our February budget. I'm going to be transitioning from this budget planner into this budget planner this month. So it's going to be a little bit complicated. We're also going to be transitioning from this budget in the US into our new budget, and it's just going to be a huge transition month, so I expect it to be complicated. I'm still working on filling out like our February goals and stuff. This is our monthly schedule, and we are going to be leaving where we are staying right now in Virginia to go to Knoxville, Tennessee, which is where our family is and where the people who are going to be watching our dogs and cats are located. So we're going to go spend several days with our family, and we are going to fly out of Knoxville on the 9th. We're going to fly to Denver. Now we are doing our trip very slow because we have a 2-year-old, and we really just want it to be as calm as possible. And we've never flown this far before. So we are going to be doing things a little weird. And this is also cost us a little bit more money, but we saved as much money as we possibly could going slow and steady. So we are flying Allegiant from Knoxville to Denver on the 9th. And we are that night going to be staying in a Denver hotel next to the airport. And then the next day, we're going to get on a flight and fly from Denver to Seattle on Frontier, which is another budget airline. And then that night, we're going to be staying in a Seattle airport. Now, things get so complicated because Tuesday, we'll check out of our hotel, hang out at the airport, and our flight leaves at midnight. Okay? So we're getting on technically on the 12th, which is like 12 a.m., 12:10 a.m., I think. We're going to be leaving Seattle, and we're going to be flying into Taiwan. Okay? So we will arrive at Taiwan on this day. And then my brain just goes mush because we have lost an entire day because of the way we've traveled. And anyway, we will arrive in Bangkok officially on the 13th, and that night we'll sleep in a hotel. I will go over this again in just a second because I just can't make sense of it, if you want me to be quite honest with you. Anyway, and we're gonna be staying in Bangkok this night until this day, okay? And then from here, we're gonna go down to the islands and stay in the islands of Thailand here. I have not filled, this is where I'm gonna transition over to this other budget planner that I'll show you in just a second. This is the cost of our flights and our accommodations so far. So on our flights, we have spent a total of $766 for 3 people to fly to Bangkok. So that kind of answers the question that we are buying 3 plane tickets, which means that my older 2 kids are not gonna go with us. My 18-year-old is an adult and wants to work, wants to stay in her house with her friends. She's renting, and she just has her own stuff going on. Now that she's an adult, she has responsibilities that she wants to keep up with. She has a good job. She's working in a medical office and she has goals and stuff like that. So one of her goals is not traveling to Thailand, which is totally cool. And then my 16-year-old also had the choice to come with us, or her other option was to stay with my parents in Florida, which is what she ultimately wanted to do. She also has college and school and other things that she is working on. And as a parent, my goal is for my kids to be autonomous people and be able to make their own choices. And her choice, because she had the option, was to stay, and I am okay with her doing that. If at any point either one of my kids want to come and join us on our trip because they miss us or because they realize how much fun we're having, they are more than welcome to do that, and we will make that happen. We booked independently this flight from Knoxville to Denver, independently Denver to Seattle, and then this was one flight that we booked through Capital One. We have a Capital One Venture X card that we were able to use our travel credit, reward points, and ended up only spending $307 for that flight. So $766.46 for flights. And then our accommodations, Denver hotel, $132. Seattle hotel, we were able to use Hilton reward points, so we didn't pay anything for that hotel. And then for 5 nights in Bangkok, our total comes out to $296.17. Accommodations in Thailand are a lot more affordable than they are in the States. Obviously, one night in the States is $132 just for a basic hotel room. And then this Bangkok hotel room is $300 for 5 nights. So our total accommodations are $428. We still have 11 nights left to book for this month, but this gets us through half of the month, over half of the month. Now, we knew that we were going to be traveling months ago, and so we got a Capital One Venture X travel credit card, and we put all of our expenses on that card so that we could get as many reward points as possible. And that really saved us a lot of money just in the initial cost of getting over to Thailand. That really is the most expensive part of travel, is generally getting there. So we were able to save a lot of money on our flights. And then we also have Hilton reward points, just because whenever we do have to stay in a hotel, just in general, traveling in the past and all of that stuff, we always stay in Hilton hotels. So we had a credit on there, so we were able to stay in one Hilton hotel for one night for free. So now let me show you this really awesome travel planner that we are going to be using for the rest of the year, probably, or at least until whatever. This is the Clever Fox Travel Budget Planner. And it has a lot of really cool travel information. It's set up very differently than the other planner. This is just where you can do travel bucket lists, countries, cities, places, experiences. I have not filled this out yet, but I will. I'm still working on this. So this is kind of set up by trips. So this is the trip that we are going on right now. We are flying, Knoxville to Denver to Seattle, all the way across the Pacific Ocean to Taiwan to Thailand. And then you just fill out like your destinations, your dates of travel. Time difference is exactly 12 hours. And then climate. It's gonna be nice and hot and tropical. I am so ready to leave the winter. So this is the only thing, since we're going for so long, this is just like kind of like one calendar. So I started it when we are leaving the US. So I started it on February the 9th, and this will take us all the way through March the 17th. And then I will have to use another calendar. But anyway, this is just our flight information, Bangkok checkout, and we haven't planned anything for this yet. Research, I need to fill this out, places to visit, things to do, foods to try, and then a another category I can make up. So this is I'm going to start this in March, our actual budget, because I'm going to tear out. This is very complicated this time, okay? I'm going to tear out the February budgets in here to take with me and not take this whole big book because I'm limited on what I can carry. And then March, I'm going to officially start our actual travel budget because February is so complicated. But I'm going to have transportation, accommodations, food, souvenirs, experiences, health insurance, life insurance, phones, plus a SIM card, which we need to figure out the phone and the SIM card thing. I haven't quite figured that out. And then pets, miscellaneous toiletries. And then I can fill in any other categories. Our goal while we are traveling for everything, including all of our expenses for our travel plus our expenses that we're still have at home, is going to be $2,000. We need to redo our life insurance policy. I have a policy that I've had since my 2 older kids were babies. So that is a 20-year term policy. So it is about to kind of be over. So I'm going to have to reinstate that policy. And then Asher does not have a life insurance policy at all. So we are going to have to get him a life insurance policy. So we are going to up both of them. Right now, mine is just $28 a month, but I am budgeting about $100 for both of our life insurance policies. I am older now, so mine is obviously going to cost a little bit more, but because I have a new baby, I have a 2-year-old, I need to start over. So life insurance is just something that is important to us. We are also going to be getting travel health insurance. I will probably go into more detail about this in a future video. We are going to go with Safety Wing. It is $50-ish a month for each adult up until the age of 40. And then I'm going to be turning 40 this year. So when I turn 40, it bumps up to $90 a month. So that's really disappointing. But at least for now, it is $50 something a month. And then I get old, I guess. So that's what we're doing. Our insurance coverage does cover extreme emergencies overseas, but we just wanted a more thorough insurance, and Safety Wing seems to be the best. And then Falcon, our 2-year-old, is free with 1 adult policy. So it just made sense for all of us to just do that. It's a little over $100 a month for all 3 of us to have a good health insurance, travel insurance, comprehensive plan. This is everything that we are taking. I'm still working on filling this out too. I'm sure that there are some things that I don't want to forget. Thailand, we have a 60-day visa on arrival, and so we need to be out by April the 14th. We are gonna go to Vietnam, and so we need to book before we get there, we need to book a bus or something from Thailand to Vietnam. Checklist. These are the things that we need to do 1 month before we leave, which is now. It's time to do all of these things. 1 week before we leave, the day before we leave. Right. I just don't want to show you guys what hotel we're staying in just for safety reasons. But this is the transportation page, and these are just our flights to get there. And then we will take a ferry to the islands, probably take a bus and a ferry to the islands when we're ready to do that. And so I can just fill these transportation things out. Our accommodations, this is for our hotel in Bangkok. And then this also has a travel journal, so I can take notes about what we've done on our trip. This is the expense tracker, so while we're there, I'll be able to keep track of all of our expenses, every single little item that we buy or purchase, food, all of that. So I can kind of keep up with that. Memorable moments, trip review, and notes and ideas, and then our next trip. And this next trip we will be when we go to Vietnam. And after we go to Vietnam, we are going to come back to Thailand and go to Chiang Mai. So that's as far as we've planned so far. And there are a total of 5 trips in this book, and they're all set up the same way. So because there's only like one of these little calendars, we are also going to be taking this calendar, this monthly planner. So I am taking these 2 items with me to keep track of stuff. And so like this is our February calendar here. So I'll just keep up with this. And then this is just a basic one. And then it's got notes and stuff. And then it goes to March. This is a 2024, 2025 planner. So we've got like all of these pages extra that we're not going to use. So since we're traveling light, I'll probably honestly I'll just take a knife and cut out all these pages because weight matters and I don't want to carry anything that I don't have to. We are traveling much, much slower than most people need to because we have a 2-year-old and we have ADHD. So I don't know what's worse, my husband's ADHD or the 2-year-old, but staying on a plane over and over and over again for hours on end seems awful for everybody. So we are going to enjoy the journey over there and just go slow and steady, stay in hotels, have fun, enjoy the experience. We are pretty minimalist people, so we don't have a lot of stuff that we need to organize while we are gone. We have very few things. It's still even crazy like how much stuff you can accumulate. Like we still have a whole pile of stuff that we need to donate that we have accumulated that just sitting here is not really benefiting anybody. It is better for us to donate it to somebody else who needs to use it than to put it in storage. We are not paying for any type of storage. We have maybe like 3 Tupperware containers full of memories, Christmas ornaments, and just like important paperwork that we are going to keep at Asher's family's house while we are traveling. But other than that, we have very little things. I'm going to be continuing to share our monthly budgets all year long as we continue on our trip, share exactly how much we have spent, how we're saving money, how we're doing this trip on a budget. We are also going to be starting another channel. It is going to be a vlogging channel to share more of like our experiences on the travel that's a little bit more just fun and what we're doing as we're doing it. And I will be sharing that channel as soon as we get it kind of up and running. Our first video over there will probably not be until after we leave Virginia, and we're going to share that whole journey over there. But I will definitely make sure that I share that with you guys multiple times so that you don't miss those videos and you can go and join that channel once we get it started if you're curious about our trip and all of that stuff. I'm still going to keep doing videos on this channel just like I always have been, and nothing really is going to change over here. We're just going to be adding additional vlogging stuff over there on that channel. So I'm sure the information here might change a little bit, have a new perspective, things to compare and contrast to, but I will still keep doing videos as usual over here. Background just might continue to change. Maybe I'll be laying out on the beach sometime while I'm doing a video, or who knows. Anyway, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon.